Uncle Junie comes home from school. "Where's your sister Mosetta at?" asked Grandma. Oh no, Mom was in trouble. Wow. Uncle Junie looks at her and goes, "She's down the street fighting the 3 boys who were picking on me?" Yes, that's my mom, the rough and tough, protect her siblings at all costs child. The very next day, the neighbor knocks on the door and says, "Your daughter Mosetta's out there fighting on that front porch." Poor Grandma. She goes to find my mom, and sure enough, she sees her on the front porch, and she's out there dancing with a friend, and they're doing the jerk. The movements look like you're fighting, but it's very far from it. And that's my mom, too, the dancing queen. She could outdance anyone. My mom told this story often, and I was surprised when I called Uncle Curtis, and he recited the same exact story. Without this story, I would never know that my mom was the rough and tough dancing queen. What do you know about your family? What do you know about your family history? What do you know about each and every member of your family? You read historical textbooks through 12 years of schooling, yet what do you know about your family? Today, I'm not going to discuss how to save the environment, nor will I talk about how to save the economy. I'm not going to discuss how to save children from poverty. I am going to tell you the importance of the one thing that we all have: family history. The world has written its history. It's time to write yours. Now, what is a family history? Well, it begins with a story. According to dictionary.com, a story is a narrative, whether true or fictitious, written in prose or verse, intended to inform, entertain, or instruct the hearer or reader. Family, according to dictionary.com, are a group of members closely related by blood. You put the two together, and you have family history. My family is filled with rich stories, interesting individuals, and fun stories and songs. A history that needs to be told for future generations to come. Maybe not for the masses, but for my own family. Think about your last holiday gathering. My family loved to get together, and ever since I was a little girl, I can remember us getting together on Memorial Day. We would grab the whole family and go out to the cemetery and trek from cemetery plot to cemetery plot, planting flowers on our deceased loved ones' graves. But eventually, my grandparents passed away, a couple aunts passed away, family members moved out of town, and finally, it was just my mom, my son, and I going from gravesite to gravesite. Mom died this year, but my son and I still went, and I made sure to continue to tell him the stories of our deceased loved ones as we planted flowers on each and every grave. Think about fun stories and songs that you were told as a child. When I would help my mom wash clothes on Saturday evenings, and as a little girl, she would sing with me, and she would sing, "Jaietta, Jaietta, Bobetta, Banana, Fana, Fofetta, Me, My, Mometta, Jaietta." And then there were times when I was sick, and she would rub my back with alcohol, hoping that my fever would break, and sing, "Mama's little baby loves shortening, shortening, Mama's little baby loves shortening bread." And then later, when I had my own son, and she would help him get dressed, and she would bicycle his little feet and sing, "When you ride a bicycle, never take your hands off the handlebars." Wonderful memories that I've recorded. When Mom died January 4th, 2018, losing her stories and songs startled me the most, but I remembered them. And I wrote them down, I saved them in a book, and now I have that piece of her with me forever. Family members pass away. No one lasts forever. When Grandpa was living, he had a saying that he used to tell us kids to help put our hats on before going out in the cold. He would say, "Hat on the head like a big billy goat." Well, goats didn't really have hats, but we would listen to Grandpa, put our hats on, and go merrily about our way. When family members pass away, their stories and sayings can go with them if they're not written down and recorded, which is why I began my journey to save my family history. So, why is it important to save these family memories? Well, the answer is very simple. We've simply stopped recording our history. I remember going to Grandma's house. I loved leafing through the photo albums, looking at my family members. I learned about my family through their photos and photos of their journeys. There were pictures of Aunt Gloria in the early 70s at the World's Fair, and then later, Aunt Gloria on top of the Great Wall of China. But times have changed since then. People have stopped producing photos and making photo albums. Everything is stored online. People upload their videos and photos to social media for family and members to see. But what happens when those social media sites go out of business? What happens when they're no longer the in thing? They take your photos, memories with them forever. And saving them on your phone doesn't help as well. You can lose your phone, it can break, or worse yet, when you purchase a new phone and you go to transfer your photos and they don't, you lose your photo memories just that quickly. In 2018, the DNA searches are the big craze. You can pay for a service to search your DNA to find out your genealogy, your ancestry, or your genetic health information. But those sites cannot tell you the personal family history that you have. They can't tell you about Uncle Junie, who sang in the doo-wop group, or Uncle Curtis, who loved traveling the world being in the military, or Aunt Rose, who cooked like a gourmet chef. Those DNA sources can't give you that type of personal information. So how can we start saving these stories? My first suggestion is to talk to your family members and use a recording device, because family stories are passed down by word of mouth from generation to generation, and so they're not always accurate. According to interpersonal communication expert Joseph DeVito in 2017, he stated that our memories are recreations of our perception of our experiences and our happenings. So speak to more than one family member to get different perspectives. I know, the problem that everybody has. It's time. When do I have time to do all this with all the other things I have to get done? We'll take one day for 1 hour, once a month, and use this as story collection day. This will be a fun experience for your immediate family, and at the end, you'll have a wonderful journal. Family stories matter. My Uncle Curtis told me about my great-grandparents who lived in Rents, Georgia. When their slave owners died, they left land to my great-grandparents. They were the only black slaves who owned land in that area. But when the Ku Klux Klan found out about it, they were so unhappy that they killed one of my relatives. So my family had to relocate from Georgia to Ohio. Without this impactful story, I would never know why we live in Youngstown, Ohio. Saving and watching stories and videos are important as well. One video that I have that I cherish the most is one that my mom made of my dad, who died when I was 4 years old. In this video, I was trying to jump rope and Dad was dancing around. This video showed his personality and his love for me and his family. Think about it. What if all you knew about your dad was a photo? Now think, what if you had videos, photos, stories? Which would you rather have? So I have 3 challenges for you. I would like you to commit to collecting a family story this week. Talk to your favorite aunt, talk to your dad or mom, ask them questions. Start with the question of, what was your most memorable experience as a child? This will be a starting point for a great family story. Number 2, Print one of the photos that you have stored on your phone or in social media. Put it in a picture frame. Start your first photo album of the year. And number 3, begin recording your family videos. The next time you talk to a family member, pull out that video camera and videotape them. Don't miss out on the richness of your family's history. Don't lose the chance to pass these stories on to family members, preserving your family history for generations to come. And look, I created a new family memory today. I'm the first family member who was invited to do a TEDx talk. And this talk will be recorded in history forever on TED.com. The world has written its history. Now it's time to write yours. Thank you.